Welcome to the series of Database Management System. Today we will see the overall structure of Database Management System. Database Management System, it is nothing but a software to manage the databases. This is a very complex structure. These are some internal overall structure of Database Management System. We'll see each and every part in detail. Database Management System act as an interface between the user and the database. Database management systems are very large and typically divided into a number of modules. Here, in the figure, if you see, we'll be having a different part of components, different part of modules like data files, compiled data manipulation language, data dictionary, DDL commands, DDL compiler, end users, DML compilers, query optimizer, applications, and store data manager. How this will work? Like here, if any end user will come, the end user will write the DML queries and it will go to the DML compiler. The DML compiler will take the query and optimize it, and it gets stored in through the database data manager. The data manager store the data files, compile DML statement as well as the data dictionary. Then the DDL commands will be written by a users will get executed by the DDL compiler. The DDL compiler again interact with the stored data manager, and the respective file will get stored in the databases. There are certain applications which interact with the database by using some application programs. These queries are generally a DML queries. If it goes to the DML compiler, that query optimizers optimize these queries and get stored in the stored by the data manager. Now we will see each and every component of the structure of database in detail. First is DDL compiler. Data definition language compiler converts the DDL statement to a set of tables containing metadata stored in a data dictionary. Metadata information can be the name of file, data items, storage details of each file, mapping information and constraint, etc. DDL compiler, what the compiler will do, it will take the data, take the query, and the set of query requires a set of tables. So it uses the data dictionary, whether these tables are get stored, what are the relationship type, and then it will compile the DDL commands. DML compiler and query optimizer. DML compiler translates the data manipulation language into the query. The query which is written and these queries is of type DML compiler, DML statements, data manipulation language. So these get translated by using the DML compiler. Engine instruction, it might also do the optimization for the query. Query processor or optimizer translate the statement into the query language into the low-level instruction. The database manager understands. It is used to find an equivalent but more efficient form. Like query optimizer means what here? Can be able to optimize the query so it will get a minimum time, or it can process by using the minimum resources. So here the query optimizer will find the cost of query, and if we'll able to do the query optimization, at that time the query optimizer comes into the existence. Then we have a data manager. The data manager is the central software component of database management system. It is sometimes referred as a database control system. One of the functions of the data manager is to convert the operations in the user's query coming by the query processor or individually by an application program from the user's logic view to the physical file system. So whatever query it will come from the users, whether the query is directly in a query form or it may be an application program, then the function of data manager is to convert these operations to the actual files. Then the data manager is also responsible for interfacing with the file system as shown. In addition, the task of the enforcing constraint to maintain the consistency and integrity of the data as well as its security are performed by the data manager. So whatever constraint we are having, like not null or check constraint, something like that. So these grant and revoke constraint, these are the constraint which has to be enforced on the table. So to maintain these constraint and then consistency and integrity of data is a responsibility of data manager. It is also the responsibility of a data manager to provide the synchronization of simultaneous operations performed by concurrent users to maintain the backups and recovery operations. As we know that there may be multiple users who are using the database simultaneously. So at that particular time, it is a duty of the data manager to provide the synchronization between the simultaneously performing operations. So these operations should not affect the database. The database should not become the inconsistent because of these operations. So maintaining that synchronization is again the responsibility of the data manager. Now then, we'll come to the next module, that is a data dictionary. Data dictionary is just a repository of a description of data in the database. A data dictionary contains a list of all files in the database, the number of records in each file, the name and type of each field. Most database management systems keep the data dictionary hidden from the users to prevent them from accidentally destroying its content. So data dictionary is actually very helpful whenever we are writing any query and executing it. So where the data is actually gets stored, what are the number of data attributes, what are their data types, all these details get stored in the data dictionary. But it has to be hidden. Mostly the database management system keep it as a hidden, like it should not be deleted or it should not be changed by any users. What are the functionality or functions of data dictionary? It defines the data elements. It help in scheduling. It help in controlling. It permits the various users who know which data is available and how it can be obtained. It helps in the identification of organization data irregularly. It acts as a very essential data management tool. It provides with a good and standardized mechanism. It acts the corporate glossary of an ever-growing information resources. Provides the report facility, the control facility along with the expert facilities. So these are some functions of the data dictionary. Now next component which we have is the data files. Data file, it is stored the databases. The databases which get stored inside the database management system are nothing but a data files. These are simple data files. Then we have a compiled DML. The DML compiler converts the high-level queries into the low-level file access command known as compiled DML. All the statements which are data manipulation languages, queries that has to be compiled, and these compiled queries are kept as a compiled DML queries. Then we have our end users. End users are the people who interact with the database through the applications or utilities. So end users are the users who interact with the database, and they generally interact with by using the application programs. The application programs are there, and the users interact with the database by using these interfaces. So these are some modules which are there in the structure of the database. These all modules will be a part of overall structure of the database, and every module over here is very important. I hope this is clear to you. If you find any difficulty in this, you can write in the comment box. Thank you.